What's up everyone, welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over Google Ads Editor. So if you're not familiar with Google Ads Editor, it's a software that allows you to manage your Google Ads campaigns offline. If you've never used Google Ads Editor, what it looks like is this. So I have it open right now for my Farmhouse Goals account. You can see all of the different campaigns I've ever made in Google Ads here, the active campaign I'm currently running. So I'm going to be going through this today, how to use it, and then just some different ways to use this software to make it a little bit easier to manage and make changes to your Google Ads campaigns. So let's get started with what is Google Ads Editor. So I already mentioned, but it's a free Windows and Mac software. So it's for use on a computer provided by Google. Google Ads Editor allows advertisers to work on their campaigns completely offline, make bulk changes. Any of the changes you can make, you publish online so they become live in your account. However, you can make thousands of changes, and if you don't ever publish them live, then all of those changes will just live in your Google Ads Editor. You can also get recent changes, so any of the changes you've made within the actual Google Ads interface, you can pull them into your editor, which is a best practice so you know all of the changes that you've made. So then as you continue to update your campaigns, you can push all of those updates live, and you can also get any updates that you've made within Google Ads, the actual online interface, and pull it into the Google Ads Editor. You can also view your campaign statistics, and there's a lot more you can do with this tool. So I'm going to try to give you a good overview today so you can get started with using Ads Editor if you've never used it before. So where you want to get started is on this page right here. You want to download and install Google Ads Editor first, and that will allow you to actually use the software on your computer. So I'll put this link in the video description. If you also just do a quick Google search, you'll be able to find it. It's usually in the top couple of results. So if you come here, you can see we can scroll down and just click right here to download Google Ads Editor. So it's going to say thank you for downloading. So since I'm using a Windows computer, it's going to download to my computer. And the next thing I can do is click on it to make sure I install it to my computer. Now I already have it installed to my computer, so you're just going to have to go through those prompts and install it directly to your computer if you haven't already. Again, it is completely free, so there's no charge for using it, and you should eventually get something that looks like this: installation complete. Click on close, and what you're able to do is first open Google Ads Editor. So if you open it, you might see a screen that looks something like this. So you're going to see a screen where you don't have any accounts yet, so you're going to have to click on add, and then you can either open a browser to sign in, or generally what I do is just use the in-app browser. So if you click to use the in-app browser, you enter your email, click on next, enter your password, sign directly into your Google Ads account, and what it will do is pull your Google Ads account right here in the Accounts Manager screen. If you're using a manager account, so if you have your manager account and then a bunch of accounts that you're managing within it, so I use Ads Editor a lot when I'm managing client campaigns because it makes it much easier to make any changes. As I'm building campaigns, I use Google Ads Editor all the time, and as I'm making changes, especially if I'm making bulk changes. So once you have your accounts in here, what you want to do is click on your account and click on download. So when you click on download, what it's going to do is download any of the changes that you've made within your Google Ads account directly to the Ads Editor. You always want the most updated changes because you don't want to make changes while you don't have the most updated version of your campaigns within the Ads Editor software. So I could just say download my account, all campaigns. You can do campaigns already downloaded or specific campaigns you select. So it really depends on what you want to download. Generally, I just do all campaigns, and if I click on OK, it's going to open up this screen. So this is the actual Ads Editor, and this is what you're going to be able to open for your accounts. You can see I'm downloading my account for Farmhouse Goals. So any of the changes that you see here, so anything in green are changes that I've just downloaded from Google Ads. Anything in purple is an unposted change. So for example, if I come here and let's just say I do activate. So now this is purple because I haven't posted this change yet to Google Ads. Therefore, purple are changes that you've made within Google Ads Editor that are not currently active in your Google Ads account. So as I make changes here, if I don't ever post these changes, so once I click on post changes in all campaigns and click on post, now what it's going to do is activate this campaign. So what I can do is just click on done, and that's going to get rid of the green here. So you can see my optimization score changed a little bit. If we come over, I changed my daily budget just down to $7. So you can see as I go over it, it went from $10 down to $7. So you can just see some of the different changes that you've made within your account. This could be very helpful if you're working on an account with multiple people, because as people make changes, you want to make sure that you're getting those changes constantly. Now, if you come back to the accounts manager screen, so this is what you do is you click on account up here and you click on open, and that's going to open this screen right here. You can do schedule downloads. So if you come in here to schedule download, you can run on a specific date, one time. You could repeat daily, weekly, or bi-weekly and set it up. So maybe daily you have it set to 6 a.m. so you make sure that you're pulling in any changes that happen from the day prior. So just a few different things to keep in mind just to make sure your account is always up to date in Google Ads Editor. So once I click on done, what that's going to do is get rid of any of the changes that I've made. If you see any of these warning signs over here, so this is essentially just a warning. So it means right now it's saying my campaign and ad groups aren't using audience lists. Attach an audience list to get a better return on investment. So I can just ignore this. If you see anything that's in red, that's not going to post to Google Ads. So you're going to have to fix anything that's in red. And I'll try to show an example of that as we go. But for right now, what I can do is just click on ignore, and it's going to get rid of the little warning sign there. Over here, this means right now, if I scroll over here, this is a change status. That means that this has been changed. If you see it on the left-hand side, it's in bold. If I just come over here and I click on pause, then the entire change goes away. It means there's been no changes right now in Google Ads Editor. So even if I click post, there's nothing that needs to be changed. So what we can do, first over on the left-hand side. So what you're going to see over here is you can search specific campaigns or ad groups up in the top left. So if you have a huge list of campaigns and you need to find a campaign, that could be very useful. Now right here, these are all the campaigns within my account. So in my Farmhouse Goals account, these are all the different campaigns that I have. If we keep coming down further, you're going to see account level, campaigns, ad groups, keywords and targeting, ads, and ad extensions. So if we start at the account level, you're going to see accounts. So if I had multiple accounts, they'd be listed here. Shared library, so any shared negative keyword lists, shared site links, anything that you pretty much create within your account, a lot of them go to your shared library. So a common one could be shared budgets. So if you have shared budgets between multiple campaigns, if you're using labels with your campaigns, so anything that's in your shared library is going to show up right here. So we're just going to close that for now. Any custom rules that you've created. So a lot of these are just built-in custom rules. They're not even ones that I've created myself, but any custom rules you have, any error information. So this will show some of the different errors within my account. So that's account level. I usually don't use account level too often unless I'm coming into accounts and opening up a different account here. So with campaigns, if we click on campaigns, it's going to have a complete list of my campaigns here. Now, the way to look at this over on the left-hand side is how you change from campaigns, ad groups, and all of these different levels of your Google Ads account. In the center is going to be the actual campaigns, ad groups. If we come here and click on keywords, it's going to pull up every single keyword within my account. If I click on my campaign to the left, it's only going to pull up the keywords from that campaign. So if I click up here at the top, that's every keyword in my account. Right here, just the keywords in my campaign. So you want to make sure you're always clicking on the campaign that you want to work on unless you're making account level changes. Now over on the right hand side, this is where you can make a lot of changes much easier. So you can also expand this, so I can bring this all the way over, and you can expand this over here as well, so you can bring that over as well. So just so you know, you can kind of adjust your screen. Usually what I'll do is something like this, and then I'll keep this over kind of to the right until I really need to use it. Now the other thing you can do is if you're making these changes over on the right, you can click right here and it'll open them in a new window. So it'll open a new Google Ads Editor window, which could be useful as you're making these changes. Maybe you just want to keep a window open and you can click back and forth. Now I'm not going to be doing this. So what we're going to show here is let's come back to my campaign, and over here we're going to click on ad groups. So these are all the different ad groups in my campaign. So if I want to create a new ad group, all you have to do is click on this plus sign ad group. It's going to create a new one. And then all the changes are going to be over here on the right. So I can name my ad group. So I'll just do sample ad group. You have ad group type. So the options default, dynamic, engagement, showcase, smart, in-stream, video discovery, bumper, non-skippable, and outstream. So with search campaigns, obviously you can't use all of these. You pretty much have between default and dynamic. With default, that just means I'm targeting keywords. With dynamic, that means I can create dynamic search ads. So if I click on default, it's going to say default max CPC bid for this ad group. Let's just say I do 10 cents. You don't need to set all these other ones here. You just need to set your default max CPC. You can set different bid adjustments, desktop, mobile, tablet, TV screen. So there's a lot of different options here as you're creating a single ad group. Now what you would do is if I want to start adding keywords to this ad group, so we have our sample ad group right here. Usually what I'll do is I'll click on this drop down, click on the ad group. So anytime I'm trying to make changes, I always start up here in the top left. So if I'm trying to make a change to a campaign, I'll click on the campaign. If I'm trying to make a change to the ad group, I'll click on the ad group and then what I want to change. So I can come over here and start adding keywords. And if we collapse this keywords and targeting, I can start adding create responsive search ads or expanded text ads for this sample ad group. So let's start with keywords and targeting. If I come in here to keywords, I can click on add keyword and I can add one keyword at a time. You can see there's match type. So let's just say I do sample keyword. So with match type, you have between broad, phrase, and exact. If you choose broad and you put the plus signs in front of the keyword, that means it's going to be a broad match modified keyword. So that means that these two words or close synonyms must appear in the search query. So that's how you do broad match modified keywords within Google Ads Editor, is you add plus signs manually. Now, if you want to remove plus signs, and let's just say you want to make bulk changes. So you can come here and let's say we use this different keyword. Now this is what an error message is going to look like. So this keyword has the same text and match type. So if I just come over, get rid of these plus signs, and we change this to phrase match, then there's not going to be any issues. So if you have phrase match here, you don't need to put quotes around the keyword. If you have exact match, you don't need to put brackets around the keyword. So the way that you would add keywords in Google Ads, you don't have to use brackets. You can just change the match type right here with the drop down. Now let's just say, for example, we take this broad match keyword and we're bidding on, let's say, a bunch of different keywords. Let's say I want to remove those plus signs. What you can do is come here, select these different keywords, and we're going to come right here. So right here is find and replace. So what we're going to be doing is right now it's saying replace. So we want to find text. So you would find the plus sign and replace it with nothing. Click on replace. And now it's going to get rid of all of those plus signs. Now let's just say, for example, I want to change this keyword and we'll just change keyword to broad. So what I can do is just come here, find text keyword and replace it with broad. Click on replace and now you can see it's sample broad. So it's going to change those keywords. I use find and replace a lot when I'm making bulk changes, especially sometimes what you can do is, let's just say, for example, I come in here to farmhouse accent tables. Maybe I'm bidding on farmhouse style accent tables, a ton of different keywords related to accent tables. I can copy. So I just come over here, click on the keyword, copy it, go into accent chairs, paste it. And then if I want to make changes, make bulk changes, you just come in here and you just change tables to chairs. So I can replace, and it's going to make sure I have the right keywords within that ad group. Now for this, I'm just going to delete it for now. So we just want farmhouse accent chairs in here, farmhouse accent tables in here. If we come back over to our sample ad group, let's just keep our sample keyword here. We'll get rid of these other ones. So you take all these keywords and click on delete. Okay, so none of these changes have been posted to Google Ads yet. So if I have a keyword, sample keyword here, my sample ad group, and let's just say I want to create an advertisement, let's use a responsive search ad. So we click to create a responsive search ad, headline 1, description 1. You can keep creating headlines. So we want to add at least 3 headlines. So we're just going to do sample ad. Okay, so I have headline 1, sample ad, headline 2, sample advertisement, headline 3, sample ad 3. So we'll just have some unique headlines. You obviously want to set these up based on the keywords that you're targeting. Description, I just did sample description 2, and then I have my final URL set and I just put my own website, farmhousegoals.com. So what I can do now is if we look at this ad group, I'm targeting one keyword within this ad group. I don't have any negative keywords added specifically to this ad group. All of these negative keywords are added at the campaign level. So these are all just different negative keywords at the campaign level for this individual campaign. If we come down here, I don't have any ad extensions added. That's going to be in ads and under ad extensions specifically to this ad group. So these are just set at the campaign level: farmhouse goals shop, furniture, wall decor, and lighting. So if you want to add site links to the ad group level, this is where you can do it. Same thing with callout extensions. You can add structured snippet extensions. So pretty much every single ad extension you can add using Google Ads Editor, or you can edit an individual site link as well. Now, personally, I usually just do everything with ad extensions right within the Google Ads interface, but you can create new site link extensions, or you can add an ad group level site link extension that you've already created. So let's just say I want to add farmhouse shelf brackets to this sample ad group. I can take this, click on OK, and it's going to add this directly to my sample ad group. Okay, so hopefully that all makes sense. So it's pretty easy to create new ad groups within an existing campaign. All you need to do is go to your campaign, and then over here down on the bottom, go to ad groups, and you just create the ad group right here, this button right here. Now to post these changes, so I've created an ad group. I started targeting a keyword within that ad group. And if you want to find some of your changes very easily, you can always click right here, and it's going to pull any of the changes that you made at the top. So we have our sample keyword, we have our sample ad group, exact match type. I'm bidding 10 cents for this keyword. So we're going to collapse this, go to ads. So we can click on responsive search ads. You can see the new one that we've created down here at the bottom. You can also click on expanded text ads. I didn't create a new expanded text ad, so it's not going to change that at all. So what I can do is click on post changes and post it to all campaigns, click on post. And now what it's going to do is post my new ad group, the keyword that I'm targeting, the responsive search ad I created, and the site link I added to the ad group level of this brand new ad group I created. So some different ways to make some changes within your campaigns. Now, the best thing with using Google Ads Editor is if you're running promotions or if you want to update your advertisements very easily, it's much easier to do it using Google Ads Editor. So I can come right in here and I can say, you know what, for headline 2, for every single one here, I have farmhouse goals. Maybe I want to highlight a sale. So maybe I'm just running a limited time sale. So I would come in here, take all of this data, and we're just going to come down here and we're going to select all of it. And you can see edit selected expanded text ads, headline 2. What I can do is let's just say save 20% in June. Okay. Now it's going to change every single headline for my advertisement like that. So you can continuously update your ads very easily and make these bulk changes using Google Ads Editor. This is the main benefit, in my opinion, to using this software, is you can easily make these bulk changes. And if you make changes and you decide, you know what, I don't want to make these changes anymore, all you have to do is go to edit and undo. Okay, let's come back over to Google Ads, and let's say I come in here, I change my budget. So I want to set my budget to $10 per day. We click on save. So now we have our budget set at $10 per day. Then what we can do is I want to activate a couple of different campaigns. So a display campaign and a video campaign. So if we come here, do campaign status all, what I can do is activate a couple of these campaigns. So let's just do audience targeting display. We'll activate it. And I want to set my budget at we're just going to do $1 a day. So I don't actually want to spend money for this campaign. If it ends up running, if I spend $1, that's fine. So we keep coming down. Let's find a video campaign. So we'll use one of our recent video campaigns we created. And we'll use this one right here, video conversions 2020-06-02, and we'll come here and enable it. Okay, so we have some different campaigns now enabled. So if we come over here to campaign status and just do all enabled, then what we have is our search campaign, our display campaign, and our video campaign. So we'll just set this to $1 as well and click on save. So now if we come back over to Google Ads Editor, so we open this, you can look at all of our campaigns within our Farmhouse Goals account, and you can see we only have one active. So what you want to do in this case is go to Get Recent Changes, go to More Data, and download all campaigns. So we're going to download all of these campaigns, and it's going to pull in any of the changes that I've made. Okay, so you can see here, so some different changes. Audience targeting display is now active. My video campaign is now active as well. If we scroll over, you're going to see the budget is changed for all 3 of these. So any changes that we've made are now pulled into Google Ads Editor, so we're able to start making changes within our account. So if we click on done, and let's just say, for example, you want to work on a display campaign, it's very similar to the setup of a search campaign. One of the main differences is if you come in here to ads, if you scroll down, you're going to see image ads right here. So any of the image ads that you're using. And then as we keep scrolling down here, you're going to see responsive display ads. So you can come in here and adjust your responsive display ads. So you can adjust your logo, any of the images that you're using. So you can create all of your advertisements directly within Google Ads Editor. Again, there's a lot of things I just prefer to do directly in my Google Ads account. Now, let's just say I want to reactivate this campaign. So previously I was running a March sale. So what I want to do is take March and just change March everywhere into June. So I'm still running a 25% off sale, but I want to make sure my ads say June. So we can come in here, select these 3. What we're going to do is come to Find and Replace. So this is the Find and Replace button. Once we click on it, we can find text, and what we're going to do is look for March, and all we're going to do is replace it with June. Now you're going to see I usually use a capital letter March, so it's all capitalized in my advertisement, and I also capitalize June. So we're going to click on replace here, and you're going to see now we have June sale. So you can come up and just make sure all of these different things are looking the way they should look in our advertisement. So June 20% off sale, 20% off at Farmhouse Goals, June sale. So it looks like everything should activate just fine. We're not getting any errors. We're getting some change messages right here. Now you might run into some issues for, let's just say this long headline, for example. Let's just say it was October. So if I come in here and do October, I actually go over the character limits and I would end up getting an error there. So if you see that error, you might have to adjust your headline, one of your description lines, whatever it is that ended up causing that issue. We'll change this right back into June. Okay. What I can do is activate these advertisements. So we're going to take this over here. Usually what I'll do is I'll just highlight them, right click, and then just do activate. So when you do activate, they're active, and I can click on post, and now my campaign will start running again because my ads were previously paused. So we can click on close. So it's really the same thing whether you're running a display, video, or search campaign. You just have to find the right type of advertisement here. And even if you come down to keywords and targeting and we look at what we're targeting, so if we scroll down, you're going to see audiences here. So if I click on audiences, you can see within my custom intent audience ad group, I'm targeting my farmhouse decor custom intent audience. For this one, I'm targeting a home decor in-market audience. So different ways that I have my audiences targeted is in two different ad groups. If we open this, you can see the two different ad groups here. Now I'm getting a lot of these errors again because I did get recent changes. So every time you pull in those recent changes, it's going to give all those same errors back into my account. So just something to keep in mind. You can easily ignore all these errors, and usually you can find where the errors are by looking right here. So right here, it's showing a campaign error. I can just ignore it. So you can just ignore all of these different errors and they'll eventually go away, or you just work with the errors showing there, but it's really not a huge deal. Okay, let's collapse our display campaign. We'll come into video. So with video, again, the same thing with these, I'm targeting audiences. So if we go to keywords and targeting, we scroll down here, what you're going to see is audiences. So any of the other things you're targeting will show up here as well. So you see genders, ages, negative ages, parental status, keep coming up. So any of the topics we're targeting, YouTube channels, YouTube videos, keep coming up. Placements. So I like to add placements sometimes. So let's just say I go into my custom intent audience and we come into placements. Right now I'm targeting no placements. So what we can do is, let's just say I want to add a huge list of placements here. What I can do is make multiple changes. So we select our account, Farmhouse Goals. We're selecting our video conversions campaign, and we're in our custom intent audience. So you want to make sure you select the ad group where you want to make these changes. And then what you want to do is click on this drop down and you want to click on website. So if I'm making multiple changes, all you have to do is select what you want to add. So right now I have website here. So let's just add some different websites, and we'll just do example1.com, come down, we'll do example2.com and example3.com. Obviously what you would want to do is add actual websites that are going to run your advertisements, but I can click on process and you can see placement 3 were added, finish and review changes. So now I have 3 different placements added. It's going to use the max CPC that was already on my ad group. So if I come over to my ad group, and you can see my max CPC for this custom intent audience ad group is 1 cent. So within this ad group, this placement, I'm only bidding 1 cent because that was the way I had it set. So that's one way to make multiple changes within a specific campaign. Now let's just say right now it's showing proposed changes. So proposed changes can be very useful if you're using them with other coworkers, or if a client likes to look into an account and approve the changes before you do them, then you can propose changes. So just some different ways that you can make changes within your account and then have them make sure that they're approved before you actually post them directly to Google Ads. So for now, I'm going to take all of these. We're just going to delete them. So we'll get rid of these placements here. And what we're going to have to do at the top is click on reject, because these are proposed changes. So click on reject. It's going to get rid of all of those changes. So some different ways that you can add multiple keywords or multiple placements to a campaign. So if I come in here to a search campaign, we have farmhouse accent chairs. Make sure I come into keywords, make multiple changes. From the drop down, you want to select keyword. Over here, you want to make sure you have the right account selected, the right campaign, and the right ad group. So let's just say I want to just target accent chairs. I want to target rustic accent chairs. We'll do primitive accent chairs, and we'll do industrial accent chairs. So I want to expand my targeting a little bit. So we'll do process. It's going to add these keywords. So you can see we have 4 proposed changes. We'll click on keep. And now what I want to do is make sure I have a different match type. So we'll just select all of them, come over here to the right, and we can change it to phrase match. So we make sure we have the right match types. You can change your max CPC bids. Right now it's set to 10 cents. So what I can do is just come over here, set it to 8 cents. So it matches the other one here in our ad group. And then all I have to do is click on post these changes for my campaign, and it's going to post them directly to Google Ads. So now I'm targeting all these different keywords. Now, if I decide, you know what, I don't want to target something like just accent chairs, we'll come here, we'll just get rid of this keyword, delete it, remove it, and post this change. And you can either post changes for the selected campaign, or I usually just do all campaigns. Any of the changes I make just depends on what you're working on. So hopefully a lot of this makes sense. So on the left-hand side is really where you're looking at the overall structure of your account. You have your account, you have your campaigns here, and you can go down to your ad groups. And then as you're making changes to either your account, campaigns, or ad groups, you're going to come down here to the bottom and select what you want to make changes to. So if you want to create new advertisements, you're going to come to the ads field. If you want to update your ad extensions, create new ad extensions, or if I just want to come into my search campaign, let's just say I have this farmhouse accent chairs and I come into site links. Right now they're all set at the campaign level for this specific ad group. So I can come into add site link and create a new ad group level. And you could do the same thing here. So I can add a call extension directly to my campaign. So I'll click on the campaign, and you want to make sure you're at the campaign level here, add a call extension, campaign level. And what it's going to say is select shared call extensions to use within the selected campaigns or ad groups. You can add or manage call extensions in the shared library. So this is where you want to come to the account level, go to the shared library. And what we're going to do is do shared call extensions, click to create a new shared call extension. So phone country, we'll use United States. Phone number, what I'll do is just 908-555-1234. Conversion tracking, we just have account settings, call reporting enabled. So this should be good to go. We have our call number, phone number created here, our call extension. So if we come back over to our campaign, what we can do is make sure we come down to add extensions, go to call extensions, add a campaign level call extension right here, click on OK. It's really that simple to create new ad extensions within an existing campaign. So this is how you want to do that. Now I'm not going to actually add this, so I'll just come in here and remove it. So hopefully a lot of this is all making sense for how to use Google Ads Editor. And it's really something where they've changed this interface a few times. So every time they change the interface, you just really have to work with it and you get really used to using it pretty quickly. So I use it the most if I really do need to make bulk changes. So let's just say, for example, I want to come into my campaign. I want to go into my keywords and targeting, and I want to limit my campaign a little bit. So rather than targeting all phrase match keywords, what I'll do is I'll click on match types. Anything that is currently a phrase match keyword, I'll start at the top, come down here to phrase at the bottom. So you can see right here, all of these are phrase match keywords. Let's just say I want them to all be exact match keywords. Click on exact, and now we have everything updated. We can post our changes. And if you don't want to make changes, then edit and undo. Maybe you want to update your bids. So all you have to do is come in here to max CPC bids, come here, select all of these different options, and come to max CPC, and let's just say I want to bid at least 20 cents for all of these keywords. So it's going to increase every single keyword all the way up to 20 cents, and then I just have to post my changes. Again, I'm going to undo this change as well. Okay, now the other thing that you can do within Google Ads Editor is if you come back to the account level and we go back to campaigns. So we click on our account, go to campaigns, you can add a campaign. So you're going to see down here at the bottom, creating a new campaign. And what you're going to see is you can name your campaign, status, you can enable, pause, remove, draft. So we'll just keep it as enabled. Budget, so let's just say we have a $10 daily budget. That'll get rid of our error here. So now we have a $10 daily budget set. What you can do is you have delivery method, budget type, and then one of the main things here is campaign type. So if you click on the drop down, you can create pretty much any type of campaign that you want within Google Ads Editor. So if you prefer to create campaigns through Google Ads Editor, that is one option you have. Me personally, I just prefer to go directly through the interface, but what I can do is I can create a shopping campaign here. So we have our campaign type shopping, giving me an issue with bid strategy. So we just have to come here, change our bid strategy. We'll just use maximize clicks. Click on OK, and that will get rid of that specific error. So if we come back down here, now we have our shopping campaign maximize clicks. It's giving me a few other errors, so I would make sure my language targeting is open to all languages. Now this is where show violations, you can look at some of the different issues you're having. So shopping campaigns must target all languages. Okay, so we'll come in here and do all languages. Okay. Specify a country of sale for your shopping campaign. Okay, so we'd have to come down here to shopping settings, country of sale. So this is where you can make some of these changes if you're creating a campaign. Now, personally, I just think it's much easier to go directly through the interface, but it is one option you have to create your campaigns. And then usually what I'll do is I'll create a campaign in Google Ads. So we're just gonna get rid of this one for now. We're gonna remove this campaign, and then I'll get recent changes. It'll pull that campaign in here. And then what I can do is I can come into this search campaign and just create a bunch of ad groups at once. So that's how I created this campaign. I created a lot of ad groups at the same time, and I want to go back in and create more and more ad groups. But for right now, this is really just kind of a campaign I'm using for tutorials. So hopefully a lot of this all makes sense for Google Ads Editor and how it works, how you can use it. Now, one of the main things I like about it is you can easily switch between accounts. So you just click on accounts here. If you're managing multiple accounts, if you're managing clients, it can be much easier to just do it right within Google Ads Editor. You don't have to worry about Google Ads loading or anything slowing down all the changes that you're making. So you open up the account you want to work on. Once you're in the account, you can easily work on campaigns, and you can make changes to every campaign without ever posting them directly to Google Ads. So if I start making changes and I decide, you know what, I don't want to make this change, let's just come back to our sample ad group that I created earlier. And again, when you're making any of these changes, if you want to edit something, you're going to come down here to the bottom left. If you want to select the specific thing you're editing, the ad group, the campaign, you're going to start up here in the top left, and over on the right hand side is where a lot of your changes are going to be made. So if you want to change your bids, if you want to change the name of your ad group, any of these other options here, if you want to update keywords, if you're creating advertisements. So if we come over here to my ads and my responsive search ads, it's much easier to just come over here, expand this, and then create different advertisements, set different headlines, whatever you need to do to make sure that you're making those changes within Ads Editor. And then again, once you're done with the changes, just post them. Now, the last thing that I want to go through is view statistics. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to collapse this, and we're going to do account level. Okay, so we're within our search campaign right now. So we're going to click on view statistics. So what you're going to have to do is get statistics. Okay, I expanded this a little bit. And what we want to do is you want to select the campaign where you want to get statistics from. So I'll select this one right here. And then some of the different statistics I want to take. So what I've done is I've gone through in performance, and you can just click on the individual statistics you want, and it will create each of these columns as you're going through, and you can make changes to your campaign and view your statistics at the same time. So we have some performance statistics, clicks, costs, impressions, click-through rate. If we scroll down, we did average cost per click. Then we can collapse this and look at conversions. So you can see conversions, cost per conversion, and conversion rate. So we can look at those different statistics, and then up at the top, you're going to see date range. So right now it's just looking at yesterday. So maybe what I can do is just look at the last 7 days. So we'll look at the last 7 days, and you could even click here and just go to the beginning of the month if you want. So just choose the statistics you want to see and the time frame you want from the campaigns you want, and then you have specific stats. And what I can do is click on OK, and it's going to download statistics. And now you can see I have my search campaign open here. So we're going to take this, we'll close it, and we'll close this one as well. And we'll just scroll over, and what you're going to see is, so from the 1st to the 8th of June, I've had 479 clicks, $50, 46,000 impressions. You can see my click-through rate, average cost per click, conversions, cost per conversion, and conversion rate. So now if I come over here and we're going to open this up again, and let's just say we come over and we look at our ad groups. So when we're in the ad group level, what we can do is scroll over to the right-hand side, and you can start seeing statistics for specific ad groups. If we come over to the keyword level, if we click on keywords, you can see the same exact thing. So it helps you make informed decisions, and you can make informed decisions much easier if you're looking at it like this. We click on, okay, which keywords are driving the most clicks. So for me, Ray Dunn is my main keyword. It's got the most search volume. It is driving a lot of conversions for me at a very low cost per conversion. So that's why I'm getting a lot of clicks from this keyword. So you can look at impressions and see which keywords are driving impressions. You can look at average click-through rate and see what's high, what's low, where you can maybe improve a little bit. So I can look at this right here, farmhouse headboards, and I've gotten a lot of impressions, but not any clicks yet over the past 8 days at least. So what I can do is start making changes, make sure my ads are as relevant as possible, and make sure that everything is set up so that nothing within my account is driving down this click-through rate. So you can use these statistics to make informed decisions. You can see, okay, what's driving the highest and lowest cost per conversion. So let's look at conversions here. So I can see right here, primitive curtains, a keyword that I added yesterday in my tutorial that I did yesterday. I've already driven 5 conversions from it. So what I can do is come over and say, you know what, instead of bidding 11 cents on this keyword, we'll come over here, open up this right-hand side, and we'll bid 25 cents. Okay, so since it is performing so well, I can bid higher on that keyword. So that's where statistics can come in handy. So Google Ads Editor is really good for large campaigns when you're creating a lot of ad groups, when you need to update keywords, or again, if you want to update your advertisements to do something where all of your advertisements are showing some type of promotion. You can also go to the account level, and what we can do is come to this shared library, go to Callout Extension, add a shared callout extension, and what we can do is something like June 20% off sale. Okay, so now we have our new callout extension, and then what I can do is just add it directly to this campaign. So we can come over to add extensions, go to callout extensions, add to the campaign level, and then we'll make sure we select the right one. So June 20% off sale, okay. So now we have this added directly to our campaign, and now it's at the campaign level. You can also do it to the ad group level if you want. So if you come to a specific ad group, callout extensions, you can add one to the ad group level, select, you're already in this ad group, so I'm adding it to my dynamic farmhouse curtains, and then select this June 20% off sale. And if you have it within at the ad group level, like it is right here, then it's going to be more likely to show up every time someone sees my advertisement within this ad group. So some different ways you can make some changes to your account, and easy ways to implement an entire sale. Or if I go from June to July, maybe July it's a free shipping sale. So I can just come in here and change June 20% off to July free shipping sale. So some different ways that you can easily implement changes across your account so you don't have to go one by one when you're just in the interface. If you're working in the interface, it's much harder to come in here and update all of your ads at once. So even if I come into my campaign level, I go to ads, it's much more difficult to take every single advertisement, edit it, and make changes to change my ads. I think it's much easier to do all of that in Google Ads Editor. And it also reminds me of Excel a lot. So it's not exactly like Microsoft Excel, but just the way you have it set up where you have columns, you have rows. On the left-hand side, you can kind of select the campaigns and the ad groups you want to make changes to, what you want to change specifically over here on the left-hand side. And then all the changes that you're making are going to come over here on the right. So these are some different ways to make bulk changes using Google Ads Editor, some different ways to view statistics for your account, any ways you want to create an ad group. If you want to create campaigns directly through Ads Editor, you can as well. Sometimes what I've done with clients is if they have a campaign and they want to use that campaign in a different location, I'll pause the previous campaign, duplicate it. So you can just come in here to a campaign, copy and paste it. So I could just right click, copy, and we can just come right here and choose paste into, and then it's going to paste this exact campaign directly into here. So if you want to do a different location, if you want to adjust anything within your campaign, you can easily copy and paste campaigns here. So we'll just come here and we'll delete this because I don't want to do that. Now, the other thing you can do is I can take this campaign, and if you come to account, what you can do is you can import from a file, you can import campaigns, or I can export. So I can export the whole account, export selected campaigns and ad groups. So we can just come in here. I already have my search campaign selected. So whatever you want to select, click on OK. It'll export that. And then you'll have a file that you can easily import directly into Google Ads Editor. So you come here to import and then import that from your file. Now, a few other things. If you go to tools, you can find duplicate keywords. You can view the search term report. So you could actually see which specific search terms are triggering your advertisements, show ads with selected images. You can refresh filters, clear filters, and there's also settings here as well. Under data, so search, sort, jump to campaign tree, jump to type list, jump to data view. So just different ways you can look at all of the data within your Google Ads Editor account. Now, the last thing I want to go over before I end the video is if we open up the help page for Google Ads Editor, so I'll put this link directly in the video description so you can easily find it. They have about Google Ads Editor, download and install, 6 steps to using, download 1 or more Google Ads account, navigation overview, and getting started. So if you have any questions, if there's something I didn't go over, you can leave them in the comment section, but they also have a great support page here about how to use it, how to download and install it, and then 6 steps to using it. Now, what you can do with Google Ads Editor is the last thing I want to go through. So bulk editing tools to make multiple changes quickly, export and import files to share proposals. So what you can do when you are exporting and importing files is send it directly to a client, and the client can import that file, look at all your proposed changes, and then they can approve or disapprove those changes. View statistics for campaigns or a subset of campaigns, manage, edit, and view multiple accounts at the same time. So when you are in your Google Ads Editor account, you can open up multiple accounts at the same time. So you're not just limited to opening up one account. If I have another account here, you just double click it. It's going to open up this main page for your account, and it'll always show at the top left corner and right here which account you have open. So should be easy to navigate between different accounts. Search and replace text across ad groups and campaigns. That's something I went over. Copy or move items between ad groups and campaigns. So if you want to move keywords around into different ad groups, you can easily just copy and paste them. So just right click, copy, or just use Control C, Control V, and it'll copy and paste it directly into that different ad group, whatever you want to move. It could be advertisements. So sometimes what I'll do when I'm creating advertisements is you come into your search campaign, and again, we'll use my accent chairs, accent tables example. Go into ads. I can click on expanded text ads here. I can copy this and just go right into accent tables and paste it. So you can easily copy and paste ads. And then all you need to do is I can just take these 2 advertisements, find and replace. And what we're going to do is we're going to look up chairs and replace them with tables. So then everywhere in my advertisement, it says chairs, it's going to replace with tables. And it's that easy to create advertisements. So that's another way to use bulk changes and make it much easier to create new advertisements. Usually when I'm creating a lot of advertisements like I did for this campaign, I'll use Google Ads Editor. Okay, so undo and redo multiple changes while editing your campaigns. Make changes in draft. So every single change you make in Google Ads Editor is a draft. It's a draft until you publish them. So once you post changes, that's when you upload them to your account. Keep working even when you're offline. So if you go in, let's just say you make hundreds of changes, you have to step away for a little bit, maybe you have to step away for a day or 2 and you come back. If you never posted those changes, then they're not going to be made until you post them. So you can continue to work on things for a week, a month at a time if you really needed to make a lot of changes to an account, and then you can publish them all at the same time. So that's my Google Ads Editor tutorial. I hopefully it covered everything you were looking for. It's really something you're going to have to get used to using a little bit more, but this should help you get started with understanding how it works, the structure of it, downloading your accounts, getting changes from your accounts in Google Ads, checking any changes that you need to make, and then posting those changes, getting statistics, and then again over here on the left-hand side when you need to edit your account, edit your campaigns, edit your ad groups, you just click on this drop down here, click on the drop downs to find anything you want to edit, and then down at the bottom left-hand side is where you're going to find any of these ad group changes you want to make, keywords and targeting, ads, or ad extensions. So if you have any questions about my Google Ads Editor tutorial, please leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.